We're up. I can see us.
Ah, that looks good.
Oh.
Hello, internet.
Hello. Ah.
Hello,
Internet.
hi. We're
here
here
back.
finally. Hi, Explorers of Elsewhere charity livestream 2024. How you doing?
Whoop whoop.
Woo! We are here. We are back. We are gonna raise some money for charity. And we are gonna do it all together because we're a lovely community like that. How you all doing? I am DM Dan. This is Explorers of Elsewhere's Gaming for Good charity livestream 2024, raising money for 1625 Independent People, a charity that does some fantastic work tackling youth homelessness. It's a absolutely fantastic cause. And they deserve quite a lot of your money. So, over the space of the day between... there's a ferret!
Give us your money. Give us it.
Yeah, we'll sick the ferret on you. So, over the space of the day, there will be various games. The games are going to have various donations, and those donations will invoke certain things across our games. And you'll be able to see those incentives above the chat. Yeah, we'll run through what some of those words mean, because there's at least one made-up word in that incentive today. But, yes, I am DM Dan. Today I'm joined, let's go around the houses, firstly by Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
How you doing?
Brother Grunty reporting for duty stat.
Brother Grunty! Marvellous. Yes, Chris from our Wednesday night D&D games, and also Rough Sketch.
And also an employee of 1625, you know?
Yes.
Just throwing it out there.
Got our in, yes. Absolutely. Yeah. 1625 and Rough Sketch for if you want to go back and listen to those. How you doing? You good?
I'm a little coffee. I'm a little kind of ill,
yeah.
But I'm okay. I've had enough sleep, I think. I've got to go out and do some improv later, so that's going to be fun.
Fair.
This is yeah.
Nice warm up? Question mark.
Yeah, it's a warm up. Yeah, it's how I'm treating it, as a warm up. We did Goblin Quest yesterday with a couple of the staff from 1625, and it went just crazy. So
As well as you expected it to. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, moving swiftly on. Hello, Errol. How you doing?
I'm good. I got back into the UK at like midnight last night, so I'm just about. It wasn't too time zoney away, so I'm good. Brother Grector is ready to hopefully hold a parade. I don't know how likely that is, but excited for the potential.
Amazing. Yeah, Errol, you're one of our new faces to the campaign 2 on the channel. And yeah, very happy to have you here. Speaking of on the second campaign on the channel, hi Meg.
Hello.
How you doing?
Again. Yeah, all good. I'm ready. Grilda is ready to be the most impressive space marine of them all.
Grilda. Yeah, amazing.
Brother Grilda with his flamethrower. That's how it goes.
So yes, Meg's certainly no stranger to the channel. Someone else who also isn't a stranger to the channel. Hi Tilda, how you doing?
Hi, I'm alive.
Yeah?
You know, it's going.
That's a good start. Well, to be fair, with Space Marines, that's never really like a guarantee, is it? That you'll be alive for one moment to the next. Yeah.
But yeah, Sibling Gregan is reporting for duty, ready to lift things, because that's what I do.
That's what I do. Okay, Sibling Gregan. Amazing. So, for those of you who are wondering what on earth is happening, we are going to be playing a one-page RPG by Grant Howitt called Nice Marines. The synopsis is
You are a space marine, an immortal giant genetically engineered to be the perfect instrument of war. You and your squad mates are oath sworn protectors of the Astral Commonwealth of people, and one another. The iconoclasts of the galaxy shiver in terror at the very mention of your name. However, support forces have not arrived following the recent liberation of Bristolis IV, leaving you in charge of a diplomatic envoy dedicated to rebuilding after the conflict. You have no idea how to do this. However, you've got 3 solar days until your superiors arrive to inspect the city, so best get to it. For the Commonwealth.
Okay, all of our Space Marines have a number of dice that are allocated to a number of approaches, like, I wouldn't call them abilities. Anything combat related is an automatic success because you are in fact Space Marines. But anything non-combat related is utterly alien to you, perhaps borderline heretical. But that doesn't stop some of you having varying levels of confidence. So whenever we need to do something non-combat related, we will roll some dice. If the thing in question happens to involve one of your independent passions, then you roll additional dice and take the highest results. And rolling low is bad, rolling high is bad, sort of. It's good and bad. And rolling somewhere in the middle is about as good as it can get. But yeah, you've got 3 days to delicately pick your way through the mess that is Bristolis IV. So real quick, let's start with Chris again. What is the thing you're most confident in and least confident in according to your dice rolls?
If I've understood how to assign these dice rolls correctly, then I might have done this right. So Brother Grunty is really good at building and repairing things.
Okay.
And is not confident at all at being nice to civilians or holding up parades, because those are both the D6s that I've assigned.
Perfect. Okay, so very confident in repairing, and D6 is protect.
Being nice to civilians.
Right. Yeah.
And holding parades.
Okay, let me make a note. And then you're good at building and repairing things. Marvellous.
Yeah.
Errol, what is Brother Grector good at and confident in, I should say, and not confident in?
Brother Grector, maybe one day in his early Space Marine training, saw something that probably like a military procession, right? And found the word parade and was like, I want to one day hold the greatest parade. I'm giving my character some goals.
Yeah.
Why? So yeah, him is good at holding parades. Him is not good at building and repairing things or lifting heavy things, which I feel like is essential for holding parades. So we'll see.
Are you the backseat manager of a parade?
No, it goes over there. It goes over. Where are the balloons?
I feel like I'm the person that is like the stage manager. If I'm managing the Space Marine equivalent of the cabaret stage at Pride, I am the person that holds the microphone and tells people where to go, but does none of the hard work.
Okay, amazing. Okay, next up, what is Brother Grilda confident and not confident in?
Grilda is divinely ordained to be the most impressive Space Marine of the entire Commonwealth.
Yeah.
He has the shiniest armor. He has the biggest flamethrower. He is, yes, impressing If he cannot impress in civilians, then what is the point in being alive?
Okay.
Yes, he loves to impress civilians. As much as he likes to impress them, he also likes to protect them. You could say he's quite zealous about it. He's very good at lifting heavy objects, mainly because lifting heavy objects is very impressive to civilians.
Yeah.
He is very keen to be nice to civilians, but he's probably not very good at it. And he's cautiously optimistic about holding parades, but he's never done one before. But he's sure that if he did, it'd be the most impressive parade anyone had ever seen.
So, are you cautiously optimistic about holding parades and so being nice to civilians? Was it?
So D20's in my impress civs, protect civs is my D12, lifting heavy is D8, hold parade is D6. Oh, and I forgot D10, which is be nice to civs.
Okay, so what was your 2d6s again, sorry? Holding parades and...
Holding parades, is it 2D6s?
Yeah, 2d6 and 2d6.
Oh, yeah. What am I gonna do? Let's see.
While you are thinking, guys, did you pick equipment? Because I know you,
Yes.
Grilda has the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just so we don't double up, because I want the jetpack.
Oh, okay. I won't have the jetpack then.
No, you can have the jetpack. I can also go for a grapple cannon.
I'm
What
gonna
would you-
say that Grilda is also thinks he's fairly good at gathering information because he's got such high charisma because he's so impressive.
But his shiny helmet
Shiny helmet, yeah.
means that everyone sees
Very
him.
shiny helmet.
Okay.
Very well polished.
A very well polished helmet. Okay, very good.
Yes.
Okay, so last but not least,
Sibling Gregan.
what is your what are you divinely ordained in, and what are you cautious in?
Sibling Gregan is divinely ordained in lifting heavy objects, because that is what a space marine is being about.
Yeah, sure.
And absolutely not great at information gathering and holding parades.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
Gregan
the
doesn't
simple
understand
parades.
art, and parades kind of fall under that.
Holding parades, right. So this is definitely not... There's definitely going to be some parades that need to be held. Okay, noted. We'll do a quick shout out. So Space Marines, being that they are genetically modified post-humans, what don't you understand and therefore have a fascination with? Chris, what's Grunty fascinated by?
You know, when the humans, they do the thing, and they have the lip, and they produce the water from their face. I mean, I don't get it.
I believe you're referring to love, Brother Grunty.
No.
Oh, the kissing.
Much more sadness.
Oh, the sadness. Okay.
The weeping.
Same thing, Brother Grunty. It's the same thing.
I mean, it really is. It really is.
So
I don't know if I can keep this voice up, but I'll try.
Brother Grunty does not understand
Sadness.
Sadness.
I mean, that pretty much sums up all of the canonic Space Marine lore, doesn't it? What does Brother Grektor find himself fascinated by, Errol?
I think we're gonna go with one of the elves. I think we're gonna go for doesn't understand but is fascinated by love. We've got an ace ace spectrum Space Marine here.
Aww.
Amazing. Okay, so love is a mystery to Brother Grektor.
Brother Grilda.
What is your fascination?
I do not understand this thing that happens when the humans go ha ha ha. What even is that? That's not a word.
What is humor?
What is humour?
What is humor?
I do not understand it. They say things, they say these things called jokes, where they say things and they're not the real things that they actually mean.
It's a war chant. Someone says something and they all bellow a war cry. Ha 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 ha.
What is Sibling Gregan? What is Sibling Gregan?
Sibling Gregan does not understand art. It colors next to each other things that exist in real life anyway. Just take a photo.
Let's take a photo.
The only art worth liking is war.
Okay.
Yeah, Sibling Gregan doesn't understand the art of war either.
Perfect. Okay. Marvellous. So we've got, and sorry, I probably should have asked earlier. So we know that
Brother Grilda has a
flamethrower. We know that
Sibling Gregan
has a grapple cannon.
What does Brother Grunty brought to the mix?
I think because nobody else has chosen it, I'm going to go with the ancient god pistol.
The thing is, that's all it says. We don't know what that means, but we'll just run with it. What makes it a god pistol? Let's find out. Okay, Chris.
It's only one way to find out. Fire it.
Does it shoot gods? Or does it
Yes.
shoot gods, you know? And Errol, what does Brother Grector bring to the party?
Brother Grector enjoys his atomic jetpack, both publicly and privately.
Uses it on weekends to do Amazon deliveries.
That might be part of the rebuilding process. Okay, marvellous. So we've got our fleshed out ? Space Marines. So we off camera we all decided all Space Marines are banded together in chapters. Each chapter is 1,000 Space Marines strong, and your illustrious chapter, which was 100% not affected by a clerical spelling error, are the Fists of Numerous. So just Fists of Numerous from the planet Numinous. Cool. So yeah, you're the Fists of Numerous. And what is your? Have we decided what the battle cry of the Fists of Numerous is?
I did suggest for the fist.
Yeah, for the fist.
What a fest.
Fisting is probably.
Yeah, not. I was thinking fist it, but also that's a bit much. For
It's a bit early for that.
It's a bit early. It's 11 a.m.
You say that, but we do have someone who doesn't understand humor.
Oh right, yes.
Okay.
We are the fisting elite.
Oh, it's getting worse. Excellent.
Well, I'm sure that the Fists of Numerous, part of the appeal of the Fists of Numerous is that it enjoys personal expression amongst its Space Marines. So whatever battle cry you feel drawn to bellowing whenever the moment takes you, feel free. Cool. So I need to roll some dice to find out what you're doing. So, having successfully liberated Bristolis IV, there are two factions vying for supremacy, and I have to re-roll. I have to roll this. So, what am I? I am, let's say, High Lord DM Dan. I don't know if that'll come up, but let's see. Bam! Okay, High Lord DM Dan rolls a 1 and a 4. So, the two factions that are vying for supremacy are an incredibly pious House of Psychic Nobles and an incredibly pious Law Enforcement Cadre. Okay. So, incredibly...
I have no idea what a cadre is, but I'm sure I'll find out.
You'll find out
Dad,
together. Yes, hello.
sorry to interrupt, but according to the chat, your your volume is very low compared to everyone
Is it
else.
very low? How
Yeah.
about if I do this? Is that better? Is that better? If I keep going, let's hang on. Let's actually, I might do a feedback. Look, I won't do that. Cool. Thank you for letting us know, chat. Let me know if I need to go up a bit more, or if I just need to shout more. You know. So, House of Psychic Nobles. So, let's say the Psychalis Nobalis and the Law Enforcement Cadre. Okay. More. Okay, cool. Yeah, we should be good. Right. So,
Brothers and siblings, a new day arises on Bristolis IV. The heresy that infected it has been purged by your mighty fists.
this could be a hard session.
Especially after all the fists. Sorry.
You're gonna need some cream or something. A bit later.
Do we need like a tip jar for every time I make a fisting joke?
Maybe. Well, we need to get some donations up in here. Okay. As
More donations, more fisting jokes.
yes. As,
Or less.
Or less.
Oh my gosh! You know, I posted this in my work chat like before coming on. I really hope this isn't the section that they've decided to join at.
Yes. Okay.
As the morning sun, of the morning light of the immortal god king of the Astral Commonwealth.
Well, who is the leader of a Commonwealth?
The
Like-
good emperor.
But like an emperor, so it's emperor for an empire, and then like a king for a kingdom or whatnot. But what's a Commonwealth? Who's the leader of a Commonwealth?
Well, the Queen was the leader of
I
the Commonwealth
suppose,
when
yeah.
the British had a. Well, we still have a Commonwealth, don't we? Sort of.
Yeah. Okay. Right. We'll go. Okay.
As the morning light of the immortal god king of terror stretches across and warms the cheeks of the remaining loyal civilians of Bristolis IV. They stand in awe of the Space Marines of the Fists of Numerous.
Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna need some water.
You can't just drop cheeks in your speech, Dan. You can't.
Supposed to not understand humour. Stop! I've got to stop laughing. I've got to be stony faced.
Do what I want. Okay, so you are like you stand in the sort of like the governmental plaza. There is in front of you there is a statue to the immortal god king of the Astral Commonwealth. It was slightly dinged up in the fighting, and by dinged up I mean it was mostly reduced to rubble. But through your you can see that there are a number of servitors, so sort of human cyborgs that have effectively gaffer taped this statue back together in a rough approximation of what the immortal god king is believed to look like. And as you stand looking out over a gratefully liberated Bristolis IV, you are advised that there are 2 power blocks that are currently clamoring for your attention. So let's call them House Brainy Know-Whats. Who
Oh, so subtle.
House Brainy Know-Whats. That's
Subtle as a brick.
That's it is named after matriarch Brainy Know-Whats, spelt with a Z at the end. I've decided, and a pious law enforcement. So let's say it's because it's a incredibly pious. Okay, so it's the Order of St. Padulus, named after their holy icon, which is a repentive paddle. Okay, now. Okay. So the conflict centers around. Okay, so I need to. Okay, so I need to roll a d12.
Stop giggling. This is very, very important, Brother Grilda.
12. So
Some people might say that they're up some creek without a paddle. I mean, like, I would never say such things.
You would no. This is below us.
That would be heresy.
Heresy!
the representatives from House Brainy Know What's and the Order of St. Padulus have approached you because they are currently disagreeing over who has the rights to film Bristolis IV's promotional pict vid, encouraging people to visit it as a tourist destination. So,
Okay.
with that in mind, so in front, so to your left is a member of House Brainy Know What's. So it's a man in a very kind of slender, tall man in long, flowing purple robes, with like a very kind of long, narrow face, but an upsettingly large cranial space. Like it's huge, bold, like you can see veins and like brain. Just the head, the top of the head is almost as big as his torso. And there's various kind of wires, and like every so often they crackle and spark, quite worryingly. And for the Order of St. Padulus, is a I mean, how deep do we go for this? Is
Very deep.
What is effectively, I'm just going to describe. I'm going to describe him as a stag do nun costume.
I'm
Nice.
sorry.
Very short.
I'm here for this.
Yeah. Like
Fishnets.
yes, and very intimidatingly, just like. Repenting in the name of the God King of the Astral Commonwealth of people by like smacking his palm with his electro paddle.
Well, maybe Brother Gregor is finally going to understand love.
Maybe.
There's all different types of love in this world, sibling Gregan, apparently.
So their arguments are so Brainy Know What's want to kind of draw people in with details of the new Psi Academia, which trains people to be sanctioned psychic users, sanctioned psychers, and the Order of St. Padulus wants to, inspired by the Fists of Numerous, wants to draw people in so they can be indoctrinated and begin a new crusade throughout the Astral Commonwealth, bringing a swift paddling to the foes of the Commonwealth. But yeah, that is what they're kind of bickering about. So stand in front of you. What are you making of it? What are you thinking? I mean, it's a lot to take in. I appreciate
It's a lot to take in.
That's a,
I think Brother Grunty, with their like ordained, like zealous kind of verve for rebuilding and building things, is mostly controlling, like kind of ordering around all the little servitors just to make sure that they've got like the bits of rubble in the right place to rebuild the statue. So I think currently Brother Grunty's too distracted by auditing
Okay.
the servitors around.
so
I'll tell you what, just to get things
So-
kicked off real quick, sorry.
question,
Oh, yeah,
just
go on.
question for our like task. So is our task to film a promotional tourist video?
You are tasked
Choose.
with handling the diplomatic mess that is House Brainy No What's and St. Order of St. Padulus, like that you've got to smooth out their disagreement diplomatically.
Right.
But just to get the ball rolling and just to get some dice rolling, whilst the two representatives are kind of speaking to you all, Brother Grunty, you're stood in the background, ordering the servitors to put it all together. Now that sounds remarkably like building and repairing things, and it doesn't sound combative at all. So please roll me your d20, as that is a thing that you're very, very, very good at.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh.
It started well.
Okay.
That was a 19 for people that didn't read it.
That's a 19, yes. Okay, so that is a success with dire collateral. Okay, right. So as the two representatives are talking, like, Brother Grunty, you're getting more and more animated directing the servitors, to the point where, I mean, you're obviously, like, you're a superhuman. You're significantly kind of more capable than a mindless servitor, and you get so into it because, I mean, this is your, like, building and repairing things is your passion, right? So you just decide to get stuck in. And the other three of you, you're used to the sounds of what sounds like warfare, so you don't really notice what Brother Grunty's up to behind you. But when you look, when you turn, you notice that the statue behind you, because it is a success. Okay, so the statue of the God King Emperor is exactly as you imagine it. It is a masterpiece. It is like a Leonardian level piece of work. Unfortunately, unfortunately for them, some of the rocks were problematic to stick together. Like they weren't quite the right shapes, so you had to find something a lot more malleable. And the rest of you can't be too sure if that's not people jammed in the cracks of this massive statue to use as mortar.
Once it goes hard, it's fine.
Yes.
You've got to wait for it to dry.
Yes.
And to really list it in there.
Dire collateral is civilian death or priceless items destroyed. So, there were a few passers-by, a few worshippers to the God King Emperor, and now they will be part of the God King Emperor's glory forevermore.
Yes. It is the way it should be.
Glorious work, Brother Grunty.
Thank you.
This is most impressive.
I don't get it.
Okay, so what? The representatives. Yeah, how you? The representatives leave. You're tasked with, figuring out. So Brain Noe Watsits want to bring people here to train up to be psychers. Order of St. Palladis want to bring people here to turn into kind of indoctrined fighters to send out into the Commonwealth. What's your first protocol? They're at loggerheads. How might you appease them, or like get them to work together?
I think we should throw a party. The most impressive party in all the land. We shall have cake, and we shall have party hats and streamers.
Perhaps, Brother Grilda, if both of these factions are vying for the dominance of this filming pic video, then they can both organize party and we decide which party better.
Oh, yes, Brother Grector. Yes, both shall organize parties, and then we shall be the judge of the best party.
So the representatives run back after hearing you discuss this, and they suggest that if the plan is to have a party off, that it would only be fair if the four of you are split, like you two each, and then you're just kind of working. In effect, it's like The Apprentice, but with Space Marines. Okay, so with that in mind, who's going to help out the House Brainy No What's?
I can help them.
Yeah, and just to keep it, shall we say, Brother Grector as well? So we got. So we're stacked. Okay, so Brother Grunty, Brother Grilder, you are allocated to setting up the party for the Order of St. Padulus, and Grector and Gregan, you are assigned to House Brainy No What's. So Grunty and Grilder, you head to the Church of St. Padulus. It is this kind of city block sized cathedral, covered in kind of Gothic architecture, like incredibly tall, well, what would have been incredibly tall stained glass windows, and like loads of rare minerals and metals covering it, until it was all but leveled in your liberation of Bristolis IV. Now, like, the building is effectively unusable, and the Order of St. Padulus is set up in a little wooden shack alongside, with like a hand-painted sign of a paddle. But yeah, as you approach them, one of the novitiates approaches you and thank you for coming. Hallowed Space Marines. I understand you're going to help us with our party. What did you have in mind? What should our big opening act be to really capture the spirit of the people of the Astral Commonwealth?
Well, as you know, we are here to bring our fist to your paddles, and together, our fists and your paddles will ensure that we are victorious over those brainy no-whats. We shall crush them in our party prominence. And my colleague and sibling Grunty here is very good at building things, and Grunty will build the best party decoration extravaganza you've ever seen.
Okay.
What do you think, Brother Grunty?
That sounds like an amazing idea. Amazing. Can I use guns?
The novitiates look at one another, and they kind of they shrug, like, sure, you're a space marine.
Your weapon is it's like a pager from the God King himself, sending out pages into all the heretics to let them know they've been bad.
I don't know why High Command told you that. I mean, well, that's it. You heard High Command be like,
yes, I sanction the use of weapons.
Yes. Weapons are most impressive, especially when they're giant flamethrowers.
Okay, so what are your specific approaches? So Grilda, what are you doing?
Okay, yes. What is Grilda doing? Grilda is trying to set up the most impressive decoration display of any party anywhere. Okay. Just, and I am talking the full, balloons on the ceiling, party streamers, like balloon arches, floral arrangements on on all the tables, and like fireworks, indoor fireworks that are going to be set off at the crescendo of the party.
Okay.
Are these indoor fireworks actually just like weapons, just like kind of like stuck in at various angles?
They are mini flamethrowers. They are mini flamethrowers that are set below big metal like bowls of gunpowder and nitroglycerin.
Okay.
Oh
Okay.
God, guys, don't go high on this one, please.
Please roll the what? I'm trying to think. Is this whole? No. Are you impressing civilians? Is that what we're doing?
I am trying to make it as impressive as marinely possible.
Which is an infinite amount of possible. Okay,
Yes.
please roll me your dice to see how well this goes.
Okay.
Your pyrotechnics a 2.
A 2.
Okay, that is okay. We'll keep that in mind. Brother Grunty. What are you doing while Grilda is setting up the pyrotechnics?
Brother Grunty has decided to make a thing which is going to help him gather information, and he's put together an online survey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Through the infinite power of the Emperor and the King, I've gathered this QR code right here. If you scan it, then you'll be sent to a survey so I can gather information about what you want.
Amazing. Okay, please.
The power of consumer research.
Exactly.
Is this where we apologize to every Warhammer 40k fan for not actually knowing about the lore that much?
I know nothing about
Yeah, I'm
like,
gathering
that. I know that much about it. It's just like,
And that's all we need. Okay,
Exactly.
please make me a gathering information roll.
my gathering information, I'm just checking what my thing is. It's a D12. With the power of surveys, we have a 7.
Okay. Okay. Right. So
well.
Your opening gambit, like your opening bid, you rolled. Okay.
Can I accidentally punch one of the people in the face when I like hold out the QR code?
It's basically,
You're a
Is that the
space
class?
marine. You'd probably take his head off.
It gives them malware when they scan it.
okay.
So as to malware in the sense that you infest them with chaos?
So this, okay, tell you what. So this QR code, Brother Grunty, as you stomp through the streets of Bristolis IV, you're like, scan this QR code, scan this QR code. You're just like shoving it.
Let the feedback.
And like people are like, oh God King, and then they're scanning it with their Pix devices. And the website they're taken to looks like you only really had like one source of reference, and that's like early 2000s MySpace pages. So like everything was like really crappy. There was a really loud music track playing and you couldn't stop it. Like pop-ups kept on appearing over the bits of information that you wanted. It was glorious. Unfortunately, so hang on, with minor collateral. In your enthusiasm, there were a few civilians who were like smacked in the face by your like enthusiastic QR code presenting. So there's news of a wave of nasal reconstruction surgeries happening through the streets of Bristolis IV because people's faces have just been compressed into their skulls. Unfortunately, because of all the pop-ups, no one could really get to the information underneath. So it was gathering information and then also an invitation to the party at St. Padulus. So whilst Grilda, whilst the pyrotechnics were on point, no one was there who meant to be.
Oh.
So there's Brother Grunty, you come back to find Grilda sat on a rock outside this like the ruins of the Cathedral of St. Padulus, and there's just like gouts of flame into the sky and no one to watch it.
What is this position you are in, Brother Grilder? What is this? I do not understand what this is.
It all went off too soon, and I promise nothing like this ever happens to me. This is
You peaked
the
too
first
early.
time. Usually I'm very good at holding back, but it just, I got so excited and I couldn't
Premature.
stop it.
Actually,
Yes.
let's run with that.
Premature.
Like, Brother Grunty, as you look up, there's the gouts of flames, but this is basically like, you know when you see those videos of people that accidentally set off all of their fireworks? Like, and they're just, it's that, but with flamethrowers, and it's just this inferno spewing out the building.
I promise you that when it happened, it was very impressive. If only short-lived.
In solace, Brother Grunty is just going to fire the god pistol like in the air.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what that's going to do, but
So,
sure.
in our you fight. Okay,
Thank you, Brother Grunty.
I will keep that in mind that you fired the god pistol, and this charge of superheated blue energy flies off into the distance and just seemingly arcs as it enters the upper atmosphere. Cool. It's like a shooting star in reverse. Right, Grektor and Gregan, you are invited to House Brainy No What's. It looks like a really creepy laboratory. There's lots of creatures, some maybe human in like test tubes, all with like gigantic heads, with sort of like plugs and wires and veins and whatnot. And yeah, House Brainy No What's want to know what you think you should do as the opening act.
Gregan, do you have ideas? I have one idea that is spectacular, perhaps.
Brother Grektor, you are the parade enthusiast. Tell me where to go and I can lift things for you.
Perhaps maybe if there are many civilians all moving in a single direction, then and they are saying our very famous slogan, which I think there are many slogans now, but the primary component is fist.
For the fist.
And they all move in a single direction with banners, perhaps. Big Head. I can't remember what his name is. Big Head. How proficient are you in your cohort at producing colourful banner?
So the Psychanas of House Brady Know What's look to each other, and they sort of like look down at their weak and frail and like emaciated limbs, because it turns out like they've got the long cloaks, but they actually just like levitate. So they just like dust the floor as they go. But then they all look up to you with like hopeful eyes, and in your mind you hear, "We will have it done."
I will oversee this colourful banner making.
Okay.
Perhaps, Gregan, you can lift and place items so that the route where people will march in a very orderly fashion is very regimented, as would it's not the Emperor, right? Who are we?
God King.
The God King.
The God King would want.
Okay, right. Okay, so sibling Gregan, you've got to kind of move the rubble that's scattered across Bristolis IV to create a route for the parade.
Okay. DM Dan.
Yes.
What does a street look like in?
I mean, it's effectively a. I would just say picture a street in like Fallout.
Okay.
There's just all sorts of
Would you
rubble.
describe the houses as American or European style?
Very important.
I have a
Get
point,
this-
I promise.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on this, Jeudy.
Is it like big, tall skyscrapers, or is it like,
More
sort
in
of
the sense-
Georgian era sort of?
More in the sense, are
Buildings.
they made out of brick and mortar, or are they like paper and wood, like in America?
I see.
Uh,
They would be made of like plasteel and so like a metal concrete mix, and we're probably talking like every building is like a skyscraper type, like the huge edifices with like gargoyles and stuff hanging off. But yeah, all fundamentally picture stone.
Yeah. So I assume like little, like twittens in between them.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I would like to put all the rubble in between the twittens, so there is no escape routes.
Nobody shall escape the parade. Very good, brother, sibling Gregan.
Okay. Right, and Brother Grector, you're specifically overseeing the creation of these banners by House Brainy No What's?
Overseeing in the sense that a very overzealous parent figure would do with a child's homework, as in mostly doing it for them.
Okay.
I would like to forcefully hold these very frail people's arms and make banners
Sure,
with their
okay.
arms.
So the thing is, I think that does sound like you're building things.
Oh. Yeah,
So
yeah, let's
please
go for it.
make me a building and repairing things roll. Tilda, if you can make me a lifting heavy objects roll. And we'll see how your first day goes. Grector. Okay. Gregan. Oh, okay. Okay, right. So, Brother Grector, you oh, have we got a oh, that did that pop up properly? Who made the tip? Who did a tip? Does anyone do a tip? Brother Grunty, £5. Hey!
Hey!
Okay, so in that case, Brother Grector, please roll again.
Oh.
For the first!
Okay.
For the first!
Oh. Okay.
Don't mess it up this time.
So that is a 4.
I said, don't mess it up this time.
You get a comm link from Brother Grundy saying, "Don't mess it up this time," and then you do exactly the same. Like at this point, like at the point that you get the comm link, you find yourself kind of in a. The problem with the luscious fabrics that House Brainy No What's were using is that you couldn't easily change the colour of them. So, like, after sort of like agonising for ages, and it was really difficult to like sew things together, especially with your like arm-sized fingers. You eventually went no, and you push them all out the way. And the banners and sort of like all of the artwork and streamers for the parade are bits of A4 paper that you've coloured in with crayons, because then you could get the exact right colour. And like pictures of what's the attitude that you want to invoke? What's the feeling you want to invoke from your parade?
So I feel like at a certain point I was frustrated with the Brainy No What's, and we have these A4 pieces of paper, and I feel like I then gather them in a formation where they are all then wearing A4 pieces of paper Is there access to perhaps a Space Marine type staple gun? So I may staple gun the pieces of paper to like both their massive heads and their bodies.
It's just like industrial sized. It's massive. It's like got like flames coming out the side of it.
You've got a grapple cannon, haven't you?
Yeah.
Why don't you try?
Would you like to borrow my cannon?
Yes, it's not fixing to these brainy know-whats. They're not.
Oh, that should be easy enough. Can I fire?
I keep pressing, but it won't stay. Please grapple this person. I hold them in front of me with this paper like held to them.
DM Dan, can I please fire my cannon?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, over the space of the afternoon, you use the grapple cannon to fundamentally staple these crayon-coloured paper banners to these floating psychers. And for some reason, they just don't, but there comes a point where the two of you are stood over them going,
Oh, it must be nap time. They're not moving. It's been a very hard, long day. Sleepy bye-byes.
These civilians can't even take one grapple cannon to themselves. How unfortunate.
A way that I survive in war.
Okay, so yeah, you're Brother Grector, you're kind of left looking at these psychers, wondering how to rouse them from their naps. Sibling Gregan, you rolled a 17, so that is a success with dire collateral.
I mean, so whatever.
Like, you've come back like beaming to help with the grapple cannoning, because you did an amazing job. Clearing the streets and sort of like blocking off all the entrances. You weren't entirely sure why the civilians of Bristolis IV were seemingly running away in fear and terror, as this like 9-foot tall superhuman, like super soldier, was just stomping around, just launching bits of rubble and like cars, and just sort of like
No one can go this way. Hurrah!
like collapse some buildings on top of each other to block an exit route. What is it? So it's civilian death or priceless items destroyed. So yeah, there are quite a few buildings that you were just like, you don't need this wall, and like pulling a wall off to use as a block, and then made a building collapse. And you effectively blocked off the escape route so well, and kind of funneled the civilians into this parade route, that there may have been an accidental stampede, and like. Thousands of civilians, unfortunately, laid down their life in order for the parade route to be cleared.
Okay.
The God King would approve.
Yes.
One more question, and I'm really sorry in advance. Seeing how you're already using the grapple cannon to put things in place, can we use a grapple cannon to make like a line on the street to hang up the
Yes, that was the final bit.
The sleeping.
You couldn't get the sleeping.
But they are napping. They're not doing their job, so we just put them on the right part of the grappling hook.
So yeah, you find
and I fire.
And they're just
now they are this thing called bunting.
Yeah,
I don't know what bunting is, but
back of the collar, just hanging from the grapple hooks. Perfect. Okay. We will very, very swiftly move on. So, day two comes. The parade route is set. You've learnt some valuable pyrotechnic ideas, Grilda. What's Grunty and Grilda doing for? What's the second day's worth of parade prep? Like, what's your second idea? And realistically, this has to be your big bombastic finale, because on the third day, the Imperial governors, the Commonwealth governors will arrive.
The Grilda, come close. We need to conflab. I've heard these people of Bristolis IV enjoy something called music, something that they like to call drum and bass.
Drum and bass.
It sounds aggressive to me.
Oh, I like the sound of aggressive.
It sounds like a lot of hitting things and a lot of
Yes.
things going boom. I
Yes.
like this a
And
lot.
flamethrowers, yes.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. We must find the brummiest and bassiest things and put together a musical soiree, whatever that is.
That sounds excellent.
Thank you for the £10 donation, Julia. The next success must be re-rolled.
No, this is not good.
Also,
the betrayal.
as a quick aside for anyone watching, we've got 20 minutes left, but because we started 5 minutes late, we'll go for another 5 minutes. So we've had a £5, we've had a £10, £20, a new problem arises, but £40, invoke Obliteratus. Obliteratus is a inquisitorially sanctioned action where a problem is nuked from orbit. So if anyone pays £40, the next problem will immediately be resolved with a success with catastrophic collateral. Yes, Nate, you did hear Julia cackle in the background. Yes. Okay, so that is Obliteratus. £40 for an instant catastrophic collateral success. Sorry, continue, Chris and Meg.
I mean, I gathered as much information as I could. And from the information gathering, this is what I have come across. That they want some music.
Music, yes. We must impress the civilians, and we must be nice to the civilians. So if music is what they want, then music is what we shall give them.
I'll be frank with you, I'm not good at being nice to civilians, but I'll give it a go.
That's okay. I am very good at being nice to civilians. Civilians, they are very impressed by me. And I'm also good at protecting them. Mostly. Anyway, I will go and find the loudest bit of instrument that I can find.
Let me help by lifting those instruments or finding large speakers that we could exit the noise from.
Speakers. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I think a bass. So drums, I know what drums are. We have drums of war, but bass. I have heard that this is a type of fish. So do you think we need to go to the river?
You hear a hiss, like a crackle in your comlink.
Brother Grilda, if you're looking for some bass speakers, now that you have arrived on Bristolis IV, you could retrofit the engines of the space shuttle you arrived on. You could turn your spaceship jet engines into bass speakers.
This sounds brilliant.
But where
Right
do
up my
the fish
street.
go?
Inside. You grab them, and that's what makes it a bass speaker. You fill it with fish, and then turn it on.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, Brother Grunty, I am going to go and fetch some fish.
Okay, so Chris and Meg, please make me your roles for your respective things.
Great. What would fishing come under?
That's a very good question, Meg.
I would say that's combat.
Yes.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
You come back with. So you head out to the shore.
With my flamethrower.
With your flamethrower. You, over the space of the afternoon, you manage to flamethrower all of the local fish life, like sea life, and like drag it out of the sea.
Decimating entire species.
You absolutely annihilate the beautiful coral reefs of Bristolis IV whilst retrieving your fish. So yeah, you bring those back, that's fine. Brother Grunty, are you lifting the speakers that are now filled with the fish that Brother Grilda's provided?
Absolutely.
Okay, so in which case, Meg, as Brother Grunty is setting up your speakers, what are you doing? High Command has informed you that what you're doing is called on some planets a disco.
A disco, yeah.
So,
Okay.
what are you doing to help with the disco now that the fish are here? Now that the base speakers are set up?
Okay, so I know from my excellent party planning skills that what people really like at parties is to be able to take home at the end of the day a party bag.
Okay. Yes.
Full of party favors, like sweets and these little tubes that make bubbles.
Okay, right.
And these noisy blowy things.
In which case, Chris, please make me a lifting heavy objects for the speakers, and Meg, make me a building and repairing things, because you're building party bags.
Great, I am really bad at this. I am really good at this because I am most impressive. Right, I've got D8 as build and repair, so...
Okay.
Oh dear. Right, what's a D8? There's a D8.
I'll let you roll first, Meg.
1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Sorry, I can't count sides.
That's it.
That is a 7.
That's a 7, and...
Noticing, Brother Grunty noticing kind of like, as these fish are being flung into this kind of vortex-like engine speakers, notices a child kind of like over in the corner, like weeping and crying, as it's kind of like massively sad that like the whole entire ecosystem has been obliterated by Brother Grilda, and sort of like
the seas of Bristolis IV are now beautifully glimmering with like rainbow because of all of the Promethean oil that Brother Grilda has poured into it by flamethrowing all the fish.
amazing.
Also, not to be that person, but we did get a £10 donation from Julia, so I do believe Meg needs to reroll that success.
Yes.
Oh, no. Of course it's so... Oh no. Okay. All right. Finish your bit, and I'll re-roll in a minute.
Yeah. So carry on, Chris. Sorry.
So noticing this, like all of Brother Grunty's focus away from the lifting things is like just like focused on this small child.
Yeah. Okay, so that sounds like you're fascinated by something. So you
I'm adding a D10.
Extra D10, and you pick the highest. A 9.
Okay.
Okay, so you minor collateral. So, Meg, if you do your reroll.
Oh yes. Oh dear.
Reroll good, Meg.
5.
Okay.
So still a success.
That's better.
Okay.
That's no damage. That's better.
So,
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Well, thanks,
Thank
Julia.
you.
The
Was it Julia?
It was
Yes.
Julia, yeah.
The retrofitted spaceship engines filled with, like, you filled it with so much fish that when you send this, what High Command refers to as a sick beat into the speaker, there's enough, like, physical mass that it kind of dulls the sounds down to, like, sub-audible, like, levels. To the point where you can no longer hear it, you can just feel it.
Oh no, it's not the brown noise, is it?
Luckily, you rolled a success, so it isn't the brown note. But the gig, the disco itself goes fine. Chris, you've rolled a 9, which is a success with minor collateral. So you're... like, obviously, you know, the speakers are all set up absolutely fine. In your fascination with this crying child who's, you know, worried about the death of all of the fish in Bristolis IV, presumably as you kind of kneel down, Emperor of Mankind has donated 20, a new problem, right? Okay, cool. Thank you. I'll do that in a sec. As you kneel down to this child and presumably go, "Stop crying!" You bellow so loud that the child like loses hearing for the next week. But you're and as you say that, you then look up and notice the rest of the orphanage of children like also start crying. So yes, and
Very confused.
Yeah. So it's at this point that like the picked video comes in to see you shouting at this child, and then like this gaggle of about 50 children just like weeping uncontrollably.
Wouldn't that add to the music though?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask Dan, can I sample this? Can I like turn on my recorder like in my helmet and then pipe it back through the speakers like on loop? Find like a nice loop.
That is why it is a success. Right, the Emperor of Mankind has decreed that a new problem has arisen. So it is an incredibly no, we've actually had that. It's not that. It is a 3 and a 6. A fierce. And we've got to re-roll a success. Thank you very much for the £10. Okay, so this is a fiercely opportunistic 6. Super-linked Techno-Bishop Hive. So, right, in which case, the disco goes off pretty much okay, apart from all the crying children, and little Timmy being deafened for the next 3 weeks. Grector and Gregan, on your second day, you're about to kind of deal with the Order of St. Palladis, when the Adepticon Cogmaticus, who are a order of like mechanical priests, you arrive on the second day to help the Order of St. Palladis, and you find the wooden shack levelled and raised, and in its place is a metal box with the logo of the Adepticon Cogmaticus, and like sat in a red robe, with just like more metal protruding from her face than skin. You see one of the Techno Bishops who, "Hello," she says as you approach.
Are you here to prepare the festivities for the second day before the diplomatic envoy's arrival?
Yes.
Yes, we are. Good job with the leveling of the previous sleepy people.
They were heretics. The flesh is weak. Glory to the Omnissiah.
I like this one, Gregan.
Okay, so as the Superlinked...
Let's looking, I approve.
As the Superlinked Techno-Bishop Hive, the Adepticon Cogmaticus, what are you doing to help them? You notice that as you stand there, you notice that their servitors appear to be kind of going through the buildings and like in a very Star Trek Borg kind of way, they're just like assimilating civilians, and like turning them into servitors as well. And this tech priestess looks to you and
manual labour for the festivity preparations.
Gregan, I have one idea, but if you have an idea, I would love to hear.
I don't do ideas.
I feel like the smell of fish in the morning and the sound of children crying has inspired me. These Cogmaticus move in a very alluring, interesting way, of which can be translated into good dance moves. Perhaps. We could call it the cog dance, not the robot.
No. the droid.
The mechanical dance.
Tweaking instead of twerking, perhaps.
Tweaking.
Just an idea. Just an idea.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the Adepticon Cogmaticus are aware of the dance craze known as tweaking. It's effectively electrical glitches.
Perhaps, Gregan, we are the people that we are the leaders that encourage the movement of this assimilation to go along the previous parade route, and they move in this way that is both mechanical and also fluid.
It does something within me that I don't understand.
I don't understand, but we shall do it.
Okay, yeah, I guess you could argue that dance is a form of art.
Good.
Okay, so what are your plans for the final day? Say final day. Like what? So we're doing a dance. We're setting up a dance. Is this a dance for the disco?
I
think
feel
that actually-
perhaps. Yeah. Oh, sorry, go.
No, for Greg, and it's starting to dawn on them, like they don't really understand what's going on, but the way the noise that they can't understand and the movements they can't understand mashing together in a kind of an aesthetic way.
Yes.
They don't understand that they're starting to appreciate it.
Okay.
Character growth.
Actually, I'm aiming for a D10 here. So.
Okay. So you know that you're going to put together like a dance party to rival, I guess, the disco that the other team have put together. What one specific thing are you kind of looking after Grektor to get this dance party off the ground? Like, what is your approach?
Oh.
So I'm gonna say, if you need to get people to dance, that's like you kind of have to get a lot of people together in one space, right? It's like a parade that doesn't go anywhere.
A parade that doesn't go anywhere. I think that, like...
Everyone's moving, but they're not actually travelling, you know? So
like a stationary parade. How curious.
And
yeah.
Tilda... So, Gregan, you're... Okay, so...
Gregan has a very specific idea here. Like today, they woke up thinking, in order for all of this to work, civilians actually need to be alive to do the things they need to do.
Are you okay?
I am actually going. Gregor is going to be following Grektor and the priest, making sure the civilians don't die in the process.
Sure. Okay.
I think Grektor is specifically using... They haven't been able to use their jetpack for a while, and I think they are using the jetpack to, like, outline the stationary parade area, but also to give that, you know, disco, club night effect of, like, the smoke, kind of. So also maybe the blood and guts from the previous... you know, attempts are covered.
For anyone who has ever organised an event, okay, in order to protect your civilians, okay, the most optimal way at an event is to have a health and safety plan. And by doing a health and safety plan and having a risk assessment, that is the best way to keep your civilians alive. So, Brother Gregan, maybe you should take out a risk assessment of your event.
I would like to keep my D12, so no thank you. I'm just physically going around.
There's an idea that if you've got this health and safety thing, like the best way to make sure that an event is health and safety compliant is to remove all infractions on the health and safety.
That would be everything I've done yesterday.
Yeah. So so, you know, if you're watching this dance party and you notice that someone is not being health and safety compliant, then you can terminate them with extreme prejudice to ensure that the compliance level is restored to where it should be. Right?
Oh, God.
And if at any point they stop dancing, that's an infraction.
Yeah.
So
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
You know what they say, Brother Gregan. You must kill people to keep people alive.
Okay, so Brother Grektor, please make me a holding parades roll. Sibling Gregan, please make me a protecting civilians roll with an extra D10 because you're fascinated by this combination of sound and movement. Grektor is a 16, and depending on how this goes, I'm going to pick one of you to re-roll.
Okay.
Okay, so an 11 on that D12. Okay, so we're gonna say, they are both success with minor collateral. Okay, so
Actually, mine is dire collateral if it's an
I was
11.
going to say they're both dire.
both die. Beg pardon. Yes. Errol, you are odds. Tilda, you are evens. Okay, Errol, please re-roll your holding parades from the 6.
Oh,
Okay, that's a success. Okay,
Infinitely better.
that found out. Okay, so in contrast to the disco on the other side of Bristolis 4, you start a kind of a dance party. Are you using the music from the other event, or is like actually, you know what? So you succeeded, and then you die as collateral. So that is civilian death or priceless items destroyed.
Can I argue that because I'm trying to protect civilians, I'm just destroying the whole of the city?
You're protecting civilians, but okay. Well, tell you what, because this is part of the Techno Bishop Hive, the Adepticon Cogmanicus, sibling Gregor, you're stood, arms folded at one end of this dance hall. And when I say dance hall, it's effectively like this stadium sized arena, and it is packed with thousands and thousands of people that have been drafted in to be part of this dance party. The dance party was a success. Everyone had a great time, partially because throughout the night, throughout the 18-hour dance party, sibling Gregan, you were like strategically striking at anyone who wasn't complying with the God King mandated dance moves, and like if anyone stopped dancing, death. If you did the wrong move, death. If you sneezed or coughed, death. And like the 1,000 strong is still 1,000 strongs by the time you're finished. It's just not as high a number of thousands. And there's just like what look like dropped splats of red jam like all over the floor. And Gregan, there's a part of you that really appreciates the harmony of this, what has been referred to as dance. And unbeknownst to you, is because the only ones left alive are the now cyborgified servitors that the Techno Bishops have managed to convert and assimilate earlier in the day, and they're all like in unison. And they're all doing the tweak in perfect unison, and it is just watching like and the spaces get filled with more servitors as you pluck out the troublemakers. Some of them are splattered to the ground, some of them are just presumably tossed over the walls to land somewhere else in the city. And yeah, there's this feeling of pride within in both of your chests as you see this beautifully harmonious dance that truly represents the companionship and togetherness of Bristolis IV, now that it's returned to the Astral Commonwealth. So, with the sound of the fish-induced bass on one side of the city, and the sounds of mechanical whinings and electrical fizzings from the other, the four of you kind of smile and take in all of your accomplishments. And the next day, at the crack of dawn, a Commonwealth shuttle, like transport shuttle, lands in the nearest spaceport. The Imperial Governor, who's been allocated to Bristolis IV, finds a city that has its streets turned into kill zones. There is a intense stench of fish with utterly polluted waters. The the civilians move around with 100% efficiency because they are all now linked with the super linked Techno-Bishop Hive. And like the governor surveys all of this and is pleased. The picked vid, so the video, the picked vid that you've recorded shows everyone kind of working in harmony and union. Clearly, the gargantuan-headed freaks strung up over the streets were the heretics that needed to be overthrown. So they feature prominently in the videos to explain why it was so good to come to Bristolis IV. And through your actions, a Bristolis IV sees a population boom. Unfortunately, because the fish was the main source of food, the population soon collapses in on itself, and within 3 solar years, Bristolis IV is inflicted with obliteratus and reduced to space debris. But not before you've left the planet a job well done.
Congratulations, Space Marines. For the fist.
For the first.
For the
For
fist!
the fist.
Go.
Yay!
I just like the image of all of us like sat on like a log, looking out at the polluted sea, a sunset, and then just like eating like a charred like dolphin, just like
Most impressive.
Yes, just as you can hear the screams of civilians being forcefully turned into brainless cyborgs.
If they're
We
being
all
turned
share a
cyborg, do they
dolphin.
need to eat?
Arguably not.
But it's what the humans do, so we must.
Yes.
We're.
Yeah, the cyborgs just
What's the
cram
word?
food in.
When in Bristolis IV, do as the Bristolis Forians do.
Okay. Thank you everyone for playing. Thank you everyone for donating. That was Nice Marines. I hope you enjoyed it. Because yeah, that was. I mean, to be fair. I mean, don't sue me, Games Workshop, but it's not that far off the actual lore of Warhammer, is it?
I think it's perfect, Dan, but then I don't know anything about the lore, so...
I don't think you need. This is all you need. This is all you need.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for donating. If you enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button. Leave your comments on whether or not you would decide to live on Bristolis IV post Fists of Numerous. And make sure to stick around. We're going to be streaming all the way up until 4:30. We're going to take an hour lunch break. But in the meantime, we are going to be doing a watch party of the Heroes Wanted Twitch channel. So yeah, this stream will stay open, but we'll be kind of proxy viewing the Heroes Wanted crew, who at the who should just be starting a paranoia session powered by AI. So no one in that game knows what's going to be happening, and all the stuff that happens is getting fed back into the AI, and it's just kind of in a very mad and very kind of paranoia approved way. So yes, thank you all once again. Thank you Chris, Errol, Meg and Tilda for playing. We'll see you in an
Thank
hour.
you, siblings.
Thank you.
For the
For the
fist.
For the first. Punching.